Here comes the home team, the Parramatta Eels. They've been coming here since 2014. Their record is pretty good, 6-3 here in the top end. They've lost their last two, and they know ball security is paramount here in these humid, hot conditions. And there's Gutho, King Gutho, playing for the 8th time up here.
Do I need to clean up the record from pre-game? It felt like it came out right. So they've had 9 games, 6 wins, 3 losses.
And you said 9 wins, hence the calculator sledge that you got from...
That was James Bracey.
That was John's.
That wasn't me.
Mathematical sledges at me.
Bracey.
Parramatta big winners over the Dolphins last year, the only previous meeting between these clubs. 48-20 it was in round 17. It was 42-4 at half-time, but expecting a much tighter contest here. Parramatta 3-3. The Dolphins 3-2 with that bye in round 3. The crowd so excited to see first grade rugby league here again as Gutherson gets us underway. The Dolphins will start with the footy in their hands, and it is fitting that Jesse Bromwich has the first hit up here. 34 years young, 322nd game overall, but 300 starts at prop. Quite remarkable. Mark Nichols off the back of him. And here's Ewan Aitken coming in from the left edge for some work. Former Dragon and Warrior. And here's Kenny Bromwich. Every step of the way with Jesse. In fact, it was Brad Arthur as under-20s coach of the Melbourne Storm. When he had Kenny Bromwich at his disposal, said, get Jesse out of the car, get him and throw some boots on and come and train with us. And here he is all these years later, taking on Brad Arthur in this milestone game as Gutherson brings it back for the Eels. Now towards that 30-metre line. Having another superb season is Clint Gutherson. Bailey Simonson with that knee strapped. He was forced off last week. With 20 minutes to go, did return. And right to go here today. Russell, that try saver on Taulagi last week was crucial against the Cowboys, who were all over them early on, and then Parramatta turned that one around.
I think all their backs have had big improvement from the start of the season. Simonson, Penasini, Harper, Russell, and obviously Dijon Arcee slipping into 5'8", winning the game last week.
Short side here from Cartwright, little chip and chase. How's the bounce? And taken safely by the fullback Trey Fuller, filling the boots of the hammer.
Well, that was brave by Fuller. He had to come forward at that ball, and Bryce Cartwright was coming down on him quick, and he stood his ground. And even as he caught it, a little bit of a shimmy to get out of the way. That was class. Here it is here. Bryce Cartwright goes around. He has to come forward at the ball, and then a bit of movement. That was class.
Parramatta muscling up defensively here. Bromwich taken down one-on-one by Hopgood. That's no mean feat. Allows for a quick play of the ball, and Nikorima on kicking duty off the back of it. Flirting with that sideline. Somehow able to stay in for Gutherson at the end of it all.
Well, you heard the coach Christian Wolf talk about their completions last week, below 70%. And that's what experience will give you tonight. They'll be able to turn that around. Nikorima, Bromwiches, these boys will just get them forward. They'll understand the weather they need to keep their completions high. I think that's why I give them a chance there. That experience in situations like this, conditions, goes a long way.
Lussick picks up Regan Campbell-Gillard. Great metres on offer there. Found his front as well, looking for a quick play of the ball to give his kicker, Dylan Brown, a bit of room. And up he goes with confidence. Trey Fuller, second game for him in the big time. Scored a try on debut in round 25 last season against the West Tigers. It was a sensational try as well. Took on about 4 defenders. Helps out at dummy half here to go to Tessie New.
Geez, Tessie's been in the gym in the off-season. The size of him. Just squatting all day long. Thighs.
He's filling in for Herbie Farnworth.
Massive.
Nikorima forced the pass. Was Bromwich tackled before it got to him? I think that's the complaint. Harper gets away with one, perhaps. as it's played on the last. And good elevation on this high ball that's wobbling down to Russell. He's wobbling as well after the take. But, very safe footy on display from both teams early.
Yeah, they need a good set of six in defence here, the Dolphins. Parramatta are just sneaking down the field. First it was a chip, and they competed for the bomb. The Dolphins they're receiving their fifth tackles, Parramatta's fifth tackles, and it's getting closer and closer to their try line.
JT, can you sum up these conditions right now?
It's very hot down here on the sideline. As you can see on the screen, 30 degrees, feels like 35 degrees. 71% humidity, and there's a slight breeze that is favouring the Parramatta Eels. But as we mentioned, ball control will be at a premium tonight.
Dylan Brown stabs one in behind. Again, Fuller, look at the confidence in that pickup off his bootlaces. What a start.
Well, that is Preston Campbell-like. Probably a bit bigger than Preston, but the ability to make the incredibly difficult look easy. That was, once again, that was class.
Real live wire in the Q Cup. He's played 87 games there, 52 tries, and this is great skill.
Yeah, it's getting closer to the try line, like I said.
That was freakish.
They're going to have some sort of shot to get out of trouble. You saw Nicarima, just a little offload after the line last set of six. It'll be interesting how they plan to get further down the field.
There's a fatigue alert. Now, playing up there would be like playing in a sauna. You just can't. Oh, it's out on the full. That air coming into your lungs will be burning the lungs, and that won't help. His forwards won't be happy with that one.
Is that the earliest fatigue alert on record?
Yes, that's early.
And the fatigue alert was when they ran on the field.
But that's what the pressure does. That's what field position pressure does. Put him in a position where he had to go bite off further than he could. When he hooked it, he was on the wrong side of the field and went for too much.
As we heard, it's into the wind as well for the Dolphins, but boy, did that travel a long way off the boot of Isaiah Katoa. So a great field position for Parramatta. How aggressive will they be with ball in hand here? They keep it in the middle for now with Campbell-Gillard inside the attacking 20. Plenty of fans of the blue and gold here in Darwin as well, ready to explode if they can post first points here. Hopgood plays it short side for Arcee. Oh, intercept nearly for Nicarima, and he would have taken some catching.
Oh, he had it. He had it.
Well, as a halfback, you put that in the memory bank. He'll go for intercepts. Very susceptible to dummies if he's doing this.
It was a great place to go for an intercept because everyone was taken care of. Kenny Bromwich definitely had the ball player, Dejon Arcee, and he went so close to the line, he was nearly forced to take an intercept. Unlucky.
Centre field scrum, 10 out for Parramatta. Brown looking dangerous. Eventually corralled by New. Lussick fires it back towards centre field with Cartwright. Happy to take one for the team there. They're ready to go left-hand side. Hopgood keeping the ball in his hands. We've got 3 players in the top 10 for offloads this season, Parramatta. Not forcing any just yet as Lussick tries to back his way over. He's already scored 2 tries this season, Joey. Hopgood fires it back to the halfback. Brown cuts one out to Penasini. So strong, this young man, keeping it alive. Flicked it out the back for Gutherson. And another offload. Brown eventually forced to concede. So he's out of play again on the last. It's over to Dejon Arcee perhaps. No, Cartwright again on the last for a little dab in behind. It's alive here for Penasini against the fullback, and he's tidied up again, Fuller.
I think that's where he got the last set of 6, same blade of grass. It'll be interesting how their set of 6 looks this time, the Dolphins.
They only got out of their own 20 on play 5 last time they had ball in hand, and here they are again on play 4 with Nichols just outside that 20-metre line. So under the pump big time here, the Dolphins, with Nichols staying down after that one. And Bromwich has them 25 out, playing it on the last. Katoa keeps it central-ish towards Russell.
Just kick a ball. That went 60.
I feel like the ref's being cruel, not giving penalties.
Todd Smith is the man in charge here tonight with Peter Goff back in the bunker. Here's Harper. Lifted and able to get an offload away to Gutherson, who's ready and waiting. And look at the go forward. Lost it in contact though. Trying to force an offload with 3 draped all over him. And the Dolphins get a big win there.
Just watching Dylan Brown, without Mitchell Moses there, he's wearing the 7. Here was the offload where Gutherson goes through. Just tries to sneak an offload. You have Dylan Brown. This would be great for his development because predominantly when Mitchell Moses is there, he's on the left side. And from the black dot to the left sideline, that's where he goes. He does not go anywhere near the right side of the field. Now, Dejan Arce being a left footer, he's on the left side. So Dylan's on the right side, ball playing there. So this stint with no Moses would be great for his development.
Yeah, they're 1 and 2 since Mitch Moses went down, Parramatta. Wins for them this season. Round 1 against the Dogs, round 3 against Manly, and last week against the Cowboys, 27-20.
Jermaine and Joey, get up! Here and hold.
Up over halfway go the Dolphins. Inside ball nearly working for Ewan Aitken, who slipped through the initial tackle. Here's Plath back from suspension. Quick hands, Nikorima under pressure, left it behind. No one wanted the footy, but Simonson did.
Oh, that's great. That's great play. They're the sort of plays when you get to training on Monday and you're doing the video review, the coach stands and applauds those ones. That was great hustle by Simonson.
He replaced Sevo on the left wing last week, Bailey Simonson, and he was desperate to dive on the footy here. Had to pick it up cleanly as well, couldn't afford a bobble. And they give up another set as Cartwright, no look to Penasini. Knew had help from Bostock. Off Angawi, moving it on to Hopgood and Campbell Gillard as the 3 middle forwards combined there.
Last one, Jeremy! Up!
Don't see that too often.
Wait!
And now Brown goes to work on the last, through the hands, quick hands from Gutherson. Penasini to his great mate in Russell from a standing start. The acceleration was there, but no support for him.
Well, they're coming through, but they're coming through late. Joey Lussiggle's on the inside. I thought he was close enough to be heard. Gee, that was nice acceleration from Russell for a big man. Just put the foot down and find the space.
Well, Penasini and Sean Russell played junior footy together since they were kids. I think with Jake Arthur also.
Rouse Hill
Rhinos, yeah. That'd have been hard to beat in under 10s.
There's the penalty. 37 metres out from their own line. That's where you like to get them.
There's 2 in a row now. The Waters.
I've got to mention in the pre-game interview with Brad Arthur, who's looking for any kind of sponsorship kickback from Mount Franklin.
You start slow, Brad.
I think there's a couple of cans there too. They might be mineral water or spring water. So he's going to mix it up. Some electrolytes in there.
Bit of gas.
Is he sitting on a toilet at all? Drinking that water. He might have a catheter.
Oh, good pick-up, Joe. Here's Nichols. Best opportunity so far for the Dolphins. Lost the Battle of Brisbane against the Broncos last week. Consolation tries really flattered them in the end as they went down 28 points to 14. Katoa, Nikorima, here comes Trey Fuller. Oh, what a pass for Bostock. Just lost his footing at a key moment as he looked to weave his way past Gutherson. Here's Fuller, dynamic. Fires it to Nikorima as they go from side to side. Plath able to straighten things up, and there's depth now on the right-hand side if they want to go that way. Marshall King to the halfback. Quick hands. Bobble from Avarillo cost them, though.
It's a shame because Simonson missed the tackle. Avarillo catches the ball. It's just an easy pass to the winger, Sarko, and he scores in the corner. We've got to have a look at that pass from Fuller. That was brilliant.
Well, he's not even in the top 30. They had to get special exemption to get him to play and fill the boots of Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. What a player he is, Trey Fuller.
He disguised the pass so well. Look at that little pump. Brings in Russell. And equally as good a tackle.
That was a great tackle.
Gutho.
Gutho.
You can imagine it'd be slippery out there.
They went for the immediate counter-attack as well. So it was a double knock-on in the end. And now the penalty for Para. Second effort from Averillo, the former Bulldog. It's the one try so far for the Dolphins. Both Averillo and Katoa missed round one this year, but have been in ever since. And the speed man of the NRL is Jack Averillo. Parramatta won't give him any open pastures to explore.
Can he move? On the mark, Bailey.
For Hengawi, not much doing on that play.
It's a marker hold.
Slow motion stuff from Parramatta, and Lussick nearly got clean bowled at dummy half.
Yeah, get up, Mark. Hold square.
Just overran his dummy half there, Campbell Gillard. So clunkiness on display on this set so far from the Eels. Now Arcee looks to go to work. Oh, Sean Lane. No hole there, it closed. Nikorima solid down low. Short side from Gutherson for Arcee. And the handling from Osako was a tough one. Parramatta will get the footy back and 6 more.
Yeah, nice kick from DJ Nasty, but nice chase also from Morgan Harper. Jermaine Osako, who was just sitting there like he was at first slip. And it wasn't a very nice snick. Look at that, just drops down. That's an awful bounce. There's someone coming down and you can hear their footsteps.
One of the most skillful players in the comp as well, Jermaine Osako. Terrific try last week against the Broncos. Parramatta go right from the scrum this time for Penasini. Back on an angle.
It's a marker. Hold.
Campbell Gillard going to spin his way over. Parramatta knocking on the door here. Brown. Kenny Bromwich made the third man in count. With a swinging arm involved. Now Lane able to spin successfully, and there are the first points. Sean Lane, so hard to stop that close to the line.
Yeah, we've spoken in the pre-game about the left side attack. And this big tall man, Sean Lane, very rarely runs a decoy. Especially close to the line, they always hit him because of his height. And he can generate an offload through the line or before the line. Harvey Norman replay just hits, finds a smaller man in Nikorima, and there's only going to be one winner there. Sean Lane, one-on-one with the smaller half. Just rolls in. JT.
All by Joey Lussick. But the right edge for the Dolphins really need to get their act together. They've come up with 2 errors. They gave a penalty away on the back of one of those errors, which put the Parramatta Eels in this position. And then Osaka comes up with another error. So the right edge of the Dolphins really need to get their act together.
Well, in the last set of 6, Sean Lane ran at Nikorima, and it looked like he'd ran into space, but Nikorima was just sitting on his heels. So I reckon when that happened, he just said, well, anytime I get a chance to run straight at him, I'm just going to demand the ball. And
well, he had Nikorima and Trey Fuller together.
Sean Russell, the goal kicker, misses.
Maybe his last.
He's played every minute so far this season. Sean Lane now has his second try of the campaign. Able to target two little men on their own try line there. Easy pickings. We've lost the tee here, so a bit of a delay before the restart. There is Christian Wolf. He won 3 straight Super League Grand Finals with St Helens. Also won the Challenge Cup with them and will be the full-time coach of the Dolphins next season as part of the succession plan with Wayne Bennett. And he's in the hot seat tonight with Wayne battling an illness all week. Hopefully Wayne's enjoying the coverage back home and sending those messages through to Christian Wolf in the coach's box tonight. Wolf was coached for 2 games with Newcastle back in 2019 when Nathan Brown stepped aside.
How'd they go?
1 win, 1 loss.
What percentage is that, Freddie?
Not answering. Also did a great job with Tonga, who had a couple of huge victories. Pretty sure against Australia and New Zealand.
Arcee, select pass for Simonson. Look at this from Parramatta. Bailey Simonson weaving a passage and eventually taken down inside the 20. Dolphins did well to scramble. Now Arcee again, who helped create it. Gutherson played at. It's 6 more here. As Marshall King blocked it, and there's a man over here. Russell has his first try of the season. What about that sweeping move from the Eels? It's going up as a no try though, is it?
Yeah, it's coming in to tackle 1 because we had the ball played at.
It's
It's
just a small thing. Sean Russell carries the ball in his left arm. He's playing on that wing. He's got to learn to carry the ball in the other arm. And he is out.
Sean Russell's foot hits the touchline before the ball is grounded. We have a decision.
It's just a tiny thing, but he's playing on that side of the field. If he had the ball in his right arm, he could have got down really low.
You'd think watching those swings, he would have had in his right hand and would have been jumping in the air around the corner post. He would have been taking Tessinew out of the play altogether. What about the King? He just doesn't stop. Kicks it, rebound, picks it up, steps someone, and just pings it to a winger. You gotta love him.
I laugh when I read that Parramatta need an X-factor player in their back line. They're talking about always moving Gutho. It's just like every week, it's either 7 or an 8 out of 10. How are you going to get?
Not doing the goal kicking tonight though, seemingly, and Sean Russell is now 1 out of 4. Didn't have a chance to try and convert his own try there. Eagle-eyed spot from the touchy running this near side. Michael Wise with Tyson Bruff on the other side. Good call by the touchy. Don't get too many raps these days. There's Katoa goes high and Gutherson camped underneath it.
Yes, it is.
Tyson Bruff is Rob Ruff's son.
It is.
Family feud.
Family feud. It's my favourite.
Does that mean you and Kate aren't talking, or?
I used to be on at midday, so when I'd sleep in, that was my morning show.
That must have been the rerun. I think it was on at 5 p.m. prime time, wasn't it?
Yeah, sometimes I'd wake up that
He was heavily involved in rugby league.
Yeah, he coaches up in Queensland. Coached a lot of teams and to great success as well. He'll be watching tonight on Nine's Wide World of Sports, enjoying the shout-out and reminiscing.
He had that wonderful hair.
Tyson's got some great hair too. As Brown hangs it up. And Bostock, former Dragons junior, bring it back outside the 20. They haven't done that too often tonight. After a Parramatta set has come to an end.
They've got to stay in the game here. The Dolphins, they've gone to their bench, made some changes. The majority of the game has been played down in their 30-metre zone. Had a couple of errors and a penalty. They didn't quite take advantage of that, but they just need to stay in the game.
There's one of those freshmen, Oren Keeley, making his Dolphins debut tonight. The late in for Jared Wallace in the number 18 jumper, former Newcastle Knight. Russell called into it, but Bostock got there, knocked it backwards. That's play on. And Ray Stone, the former Eel, picks up the scraps, says thanks very much, and the Dolphins will soon lead.
Well, where's the inside support from Parramatta?
Gutho stopped.
Well, they have the luxury, because it wasn't a pass, that they can judge whether the ball went backwards or not.
But the referee's perfectly positioned and he let it go here.
I thought he was in a great position to catch it, and that ball's gone backwards.
Starting point, no try, yeah. Yeah, from the knock on.
Just looking to determine if Jack Bostock knocks the ball on.
Oh, that's tough.
You think it's going forward for sure, and then it sort of goes back. But
it's a second hit. It hits the back of his right hand, and I think
The
it
ball
goes...
travels forward after initially touches the ball. We have a decision.
Scrum, mate.
Yeah.
Just talking about the bench coming on.
hang on, one quick shout out. That is a roving camera. That's our camera person for the 9 network there who's captured that side-on image. That camera's not stationed there.
Yeah.
What about the effort of our camera people to have that shot?
He's a Parramatta fan.
Yeah, obviously.
Is it Andy? No, is that man Andy?
That's Matt, our cameraman on the roving camera, who's picked up that image that has had Parramatta fans rejoicing.
He spoke about the Dolphins going to their bench. Ray Stone is on, and Oren Keeley. I think if you look at there's a penalty to Parra. If you look at on paper, the benches, geez, Parramatta's got a big advantage with their bench coming on. Junior Paolo, Moretti, Ryan Madison, and Blaze Talangi. I don't know how much time Blaze Talangi will get, but the other 3 big bottlers, there's a big advantage there for the Eels.
Well, he must be fit, Curly, because I was looking at their bench before the game, the Dolphins, and seeing Jared Wallace on there, Josh Kerr, Stone, a lot of experience, and you got Sean Sullivan, bit of versatility, and I thought that was a real strength for the Dolphins. I'm interested to see how Curly goes.
Here they go. Interchange forwards for Parramatta. Junior Paolo and Madison both came on after that penalty was blown. Hopgood moving it on to Lane, the try scorer. The only try scorer so far. We've had 2 denied. 1 for each team. Here is Madison for Brown. Gutherson. Penasini, quick hands for Russell, getting away from that sideline. They've had so much ball inside the attacking red zone. Parramatta. Hopgood again. Taken down by Keeley and Stone with an assist from Marshall King. Short side for Arcee. Little stumble that really affected that kick, and it's gone really deep for a 7-tackle set to the Dolphins, who are on their haunches, many of them.
We'll mark that down, and might be a bit of a turning point. As he stumbled. When he stumbled, he had no touch on the ball, and his next step, he went really hard at the ball.
One of the great nicknames in modern-day rugby league, Dejan Mustard. Arcee, a little too hot on that one.
Very much so.
Plath, first game back since that hip drop on Philip Sami, who was set to return from his injury with the Titans tomorrow, but ruled out today, Philip Sami, unfortunately, for that match against Manly tomorrow. Tonight's game is part of the NRL Telstra Footy Country Series. This is Darwin. This is footy country. Katoa. Out towards that wing of Jermaine Asako, who comes down with it. Asked a lot of Nicarima, and they'll hand it over again. The Dolphins.
Max Platt, he looks tough. His dad was tough.
Oh, yeah. He was willing, wasn't he?
Plath. He was one of those players, his dad, John Plath. There's Max. His dad, John Plath, played in that great era of the Broncos in the early 90s. Team full of superstars. In that superstar team, you need your tradesmen.
Well, he spent a career coming off the bench.
He was off the bench.
Kerrod Walters was hooker for a long time, and I think he ended up being the #1 hooker and come on and play lock and play anywhere.
He'd do all that gritty work, all that effort areas. Big chance here to Parra. They've had a lot of field position. 55% of possession. Completed 12 of 14 sets. When you got that possession and you got the field position, you got to get that scoreboard ticking over. He's terrorising down that side. Look, there's Westpac red zone. The Eels 14 play the balls compared to 2 for the Dolphins.
Only 4-0 where it counts. Barlaw sets them up here. Real depth on the right-hand side. A set restart as well to add to those. Play the balls inside the Westpac red zone. There's a trademark offload from first Hopgood and then Madison. Now sweeping it wide to Penasini. Trying to use Russell. He may not need him here. Will Penasini spins out of the tackle. What about the smile on his dial as he realised it was try time?
I love the way they play Parramatta with the offloads in the middle of the field. In particular, Jermaine Hopgood, he is a gun player. And off the offloads, that's how the shifts come. They move the ball laterally off their shifts. Harvey Norman replay. Here he is. Hopgood gets into the tackle. Gets 2 players into the tackle. Ryan Madison offloads. And then off the offload, they get the ball to their strike players, which gets them one-on-one. And Penasini, too good. Great play. Unpredictable play. Offload. Move the ball off the offload to get your strike players one-on-one.
He's had quite an off-season, Will Penasini. He's been one of their best players all year. Come up with a brilliant play last week. End up setting up the try for Lussick through the middle. There's just been something about what he's done on the Huey fan cam. Oh, have a look. Look at he's enjoying himself. Well hydrated. But no, he's had quite an off-season. He looks different. A little bit sharper. Yeah, absolutely. You can really tell when these young kids, they just have that pre-season that makes a difference. And this is the one. He's come out with a lot more confidence, coming up with some big plays. His defence is strong.
He's probably had 3 off-seasons now.
He debuted as an 18-year-old. Here's Russell. Better strike, but he's 1 out of 5 now. Try number 22 in the career of Will Penasini, 2nd of the season. Zach Lomax is going to be added to this Parramatta backline next year. That was confirmed, the move from the Dragons on a 4-year deal, and he's maybe the best player in the comp right now, Zach.
Well, we won't have to worry about Sean Russell goal kicking. A little bit harsh to the Russell family at home, I apologise.
Lomax had a stormer tonight as the Dragons won the earlier game against the Warriors.
Error coming out of trouble. Bryce Cartwright.
A big mistake. Coughed it up inside his own 20. So Keeley goes to work here. Parramatta slowing it down here. Already a set restart since they lost possession. And here's Ray Stone, who thought he'd scored a try just seconds after coming on. Josh Kerr, first touch for him, the big man. Your budgie smugglers advertising going on inadvertently, isn't there, in the NRL this season? And the penalty earned here. They trail by 8.
Is there some contra coming?
I think so. Loose on the drawstrings, a lot of these players, I reckon.
Oh, they need some points here, the Dolphins.
Keeley nearly busted them immediately. Came out the other side briefly, but Arcee and Lane dragged him back. Stone down low. Hopgood got to be careful doing that. And the leg pull should add to another set restart. Well, they missed that one. Katoa. Kerr.
Good tackle. Dylan Brown. Cut him in half. Oh, it's hurt him too.
Over the top, Cartwright was high as Dylan Brown executed down low. He's 197 centimetres, Josh Kerr. You do well to hit him high.
Well, it was the tackle that bent him. Boom. Oh, maybe not. Straight in the chin.
If that's a tip from the bunker. It was a late call. They might have seen it and said that he's hit him high there.
1 foot and hold. Hold.
Forward pass was the cry from only Parramatta players, not the man that counts, the touchy on the far side. As it's played by Plath. Depth here for Katoa. No look pass for Aitken. He nearly slid his way through. Katoa over the top for Bostock. And the Dolphins have their first.
Well, that was brilliant. Very rarely do you get a chance to change your mind in a game of football, especially when you're a couple of metres off the opponent's try line. A bit of gobbing off between Bostock and the King Gutho. But Katoa goes to the line, realises all his ball runners have been taken, but then somehow on the Harvey Norman replay finds a pass. He just had no power in his arms. He just flicks it from his elbows. Just have a look at this. That dummy just took all his energy. He was on the inside foot and somehow finds Bostock on the wing. He's not happy with Gutho's attempt to tackle. Just telling him to get up. JT, get up.
Well, this is their strike, their left edge for the Dolphins. They scored a lot of tries down that left edge, and it was great work by Katoa. When he comes off the left foot, it just stops the defence straight away, and that allows him to double pump and seize the opening and go straight over the top. So this is where they need to score points, is down this left edge.
He's 20 years of age, Isaiah Katoa. He's signed until 2028 now. What a player the Dolphins have.
Oh, yes. I haven't seen too much of Katoa, but the raps are huge. Absolutely huge.
Goal kicking could be a difference maker tonight. Jermaine Asako, 19 out of 24 this season. Missed some last week. 25 metres back to open up the angle here, but he misses. So Jack Bostock, what a record he has. 7 tries in his first 10 games in the NRL. Wayne Bennett liked what he saw in this young man who was plugging away in the lower grades. He's a Dragons junior.
His sister's quite the player as well. Yeah.
NRLW bound.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a gun.
So game on here. The margin halved by the Dolphins' first try. No conversions as yet, 2 tries to 1.
They've been really brave, the Dolphins. All the field position's been with Parramatta.
Lussick called out of it here, so it has to be one-on-one stuff from Moretti, who eventually gets a hand after the held call from Madison. Luca Moretti just on, the birthday boy, 24 today. Marshall King flicks it out the back for Plath. Here's Avarillo from a standing start. And they get all the way to halfway off the back of points here. Katoa has been thumping them.
Ooh, it's a floater.
Russell almost hit before he caught it there. Still able to hold on successfully under pressure from Bostock, who was arguably a bit of a disruptor there, Freddie.
His timing was pretty good. His timing was pretty good. I don't know if he planned it to be that good. A little bit uncoordinated coming in, but it was pretty much perfect. It's a great kick.
Oh, Moretti! He was desperately searching for the ball on the juggle, but could not hold on. Not the start that he wanted with ball in hand on his birthday.
Well, they get another chance here, the Dolphins. If they can jag another try.
Do you ever have that feeling when you're juggling the ball and you see 2 tacklers coming your way? What's that like?
I never juggled the ball, mate.
I didn't think so. I thought I was taking a risk asking that question, yes. Joe. What's it like for mere mortals in that situation, do you think?
Well, you're not looking at the defenders. You're looking at the ball. You're worried about your ribs getting readjusted. Need to work out how to get this man some ball. Avarillo, he is lightning and powerful.
And the potency of Asako outside of him as well. But as JT identified, they score most of their tries on the left-hand side, with Bostock having a field day this year. Plath, Kerr wanted to go out the back. None of his teammates were that interested until the late offload for Trey Fuller. Wow, determined little man. Now Katoa. No look pass for Aitken. They've got a nice combination going, don't they, on that left side? Now he's ready to go again. Talented number 7 for Kerr. Trying to get another offload, does so. Katoa trying to duck under tackles now. He's out of play on the last. And Nikarima wants it on the right. Through the hands of Fuller. Somehow held on, then lost the ball in contact.
Just watching Katoa. For a young half, he's got great size. You see young halves, they can come into the NRL and they're real targets defensively. And with his build, geez, he can whack defensively. He looks like a top liner.
And what that brings to his confidence. You hold your own in defence, and your players will trust you. And they watch him, and they all follow him. He runs the ship.
How long has he signed up for?
Mate, he played
2028.
He played in their first game last year when Anthony Milford, he got dropped for the first round, and he was put in as a 19-year-old. So he must show plenty off the field as well.
Yeah, it's his 27th game tonight. Rugby union at Barker College, through the Penrith junior system as well.
Just another Penrith junior.
The reserve halfback, Sean O'Sullivan, actually grew up out at Penrith as well.
Tessie New came a long way to look for work here in the left centre position. How key might his try saver on Sean Russell be? Oh, intercept thrown. What a read by Cartwright. Picked the pocket of the young halfback. And now Penasini takes them inside the 20 again here. Well, milking was the accusation, I thought, but then Bostock got in the road, according to Todd Smith.
He's a clever player, Cartwright. He saw that play unfolding and just got in between the Dolphins players.
Well, his record this season personally is 3 wins, 1 loss. The only loss was against Penrith. So he missed rounds 4 and 5 with a rib cartilage problem. They lost both of those games. Madison was shaping for an offload, got back slammed in the end by Ray Stone. Oh, quick work out of dummy half from Lussick. Swamped in the end. There's depth on either side here as Brown fires it to his halves partner in Arcee. 2 more plays left, approaching half-time in Darwin. Junior Barlaw with the footwork and the dummy. He was about to stretch out, somehow found a pass. And Lussick just teed it up. Gave his outside man a shot, but Arcee found no way through. Brown's kick picked up by Nikarima. Oh, he's throwing it past. What's he doing? Ball bobbling around on their own try line. The Dolphins have gone mad in Darwin.
Someone get a nurse to Wayne Bennett's house.
Oh, Katoa brings it outside the 20 in the end. All's well that ends well.
Old fella would have fallen off the lounge then.
Let's just watch this.
There were 2 Parramatta players that could easily have gone to either Harper or Lane for a gift 4-pointer. Avarillo slipping into the tackle of Arcee. Oh, Madison. Big shoulder on Plath. Straight back to his feet, the little man. Gutherson camped underneath this one.
I've been impressed with Trey Fuller. The fullback, only small. Just goes to show. I can imagine Trey Fuller, his whole career, he would have been told, you're not big enough, you're not big enough, you won't make it, you're not big enough. Just goes to show. If you train and stick at it, and you get Preston Campbell. Preston Campbell want to go again. what was he, 5'4" or something?
75 kgs, tops. And the hammer's out for a month, so we'll see a lot of Trey Fuller over the next few weeks.
Last tackle, Max.
Guy Gray, of course, debuted for South
Same
last week.
size.
Who? Okay, Oren.
Oren
HIA, the
Keeley.
independent doctors asked you to go off.
Good to see Oren
mate.
Keeley playing top grade. He was at Newcastle for a couple of years. He had a chronic
Tackle
knee,
5, boys.
which for a
Send
young
someone on,
man,
Wiz.
he
Wiz, someone
couldn't train. I think 2 days in a row he'd train and have to have a day off. Really tough competitor.
Captained the New South Wales under-19s a couple of years back. And he's been forced off here by an HIA. That's the bunker weighing in there, Freddie.
Yeah, he's a tough young fella. No nonsense. Really strong defender.
And they missed nothing in the bunker. Nothing.
Not sure if it was for that one. Must have been for something else that the doctor has weighed in. So the final seconds here. How much adventure from the Dolphins to try and score some late points. Only a couple more plays up their sleeve. Max. Karima.
Well, they're in position for a shot.
They go to New. Bostock looming on the outside. 2-point field goal shot. Katoa can strike a footy. He's 45 out here. Not thinking about that. Osako can hit one as well. He took that shot last week, but there's no time for it this time. An absorbing first half in Darwin. 2 tries to 1. It's Parramatta 8, the Dolphins 4 at halftime. Yeah, about to get underway here. 4 points the difference right now. Parramatta with the edge. JT predicting a second half comeback here from the Dolphins. Parramatta start with the ball in their hands through Junior Barlaw, who's always named in the number 10, but relegated to the bench, allowing Joe Offahengawi to start in the number 16, and then Barlaw really providing that punch off the bench. Do you like that move, Freddie?
Well, there was a time there a couple of years ago where both would start together and there'd be a real drop-off after that 25-minute mark when they went off. So I'm just assuming that he feels like, you know, just better balance across the entire 80 minutes.
And by both, you mean Campbell Gillard and Barlaw?
Yeah, Regan and Junior together, all separate.
Josh, get up! Last tackle.
There's Lane, one of the try scorers.
Both of them have the ability to play big minutes. As Gus always says, Regan's got lungs like a walrus. He can go forever.
He's averaging around 55 minutes a game, is RCG. Tessie New from a standing start. Only gains 3 or 4 metres on that run. It's been tough sledding for the Dolphins, coming out of their own end at times tonight. Osako going nowhere here. Good contact from Parramatta. Luca Moretti involved down low, and Ray Stone was an Eel who started as the hooker when Reid Marnie went down in the finals 3 years ago. As that's deemed a knock-on against the Dolphins. They're pondering a captain's challenge here.
I don't know if that went forward.
Kenny, where's Kenny?
Where's Kenny? They eventually found him, and he's throwing it upstairs.
On-field decision, knock on, Dolphins challenging. Yep.
So back by Kerr through the hands of Plath. If we're going back to Brookvale, I think that's gone.
Well, if you draw
backwards.
a line from the ball where it leaves his hand.
Although the ball lands behind him, Max Plath drags the ball forward, which is a knock-on
You think so?
challenge.
You agree with that?
Successfully drags it
I
forward.
really agree with it.
Where do you want the
I
scrum?
agree with it.
Where do you want scrum?
He drags the
Scrum
ball
here.
forward. I thought the ball goes through his hands and he hits him on
Because
the
he's
head.
going so far forward. It's just,
I'd like to have another look. Does it go through his hands and hit him in the head and goes
Come together, boys.
backwards off his head? Some stage it hits him on the head.
because he's running forward, he drags the ball forward.
I got a headache.
I'm with Joey. I think the ball's gone backwards.
Okay, move!
It just went slower backwards than it might have done if Plath didn't get in the road. But we digress. Parramatta welcome the decision from the bunker. Captain's challenge gone for the Dolphins. And look at this field position.
You spent with the day with Gus, did you? The glass is half empty, Speedy. The cat and the mouse. I didn't the dog. Walking dog.
Here's Brown for Gutherson. Penasini gets rid of New.
That's a good battle there, Penasini and New.
Keeps his feet throughout. How strong is Will Penasini? Now Brown, no looker for Barlaw. Ball wrapped up by Kerr. Worked hard to do that too. Lussick for Brown. Speculative pass to Russell. Had to improvise. And the kick onto the chest of Fuller, who brings it back with some interest.
There's a moment there where Russell's hands were very high in the air and the ribs were exposed. That's where he'd have been thinking about the bloke who threw the ball to him.
Trent Barrett was glass half full, wasn't he, in that halftime interview with Danica Mason, suggesting there weren't a whole lot of points on offer in this second half. He's expecting a grind.
Well, I think both teams realise the conditions are just tough. You know, these are conditions that you just never play in. And all they want to do is go home with a win. Whatever it takes, possession. Just if you have the ball more than the other team, you're a good chance of winning. It's just a matter of you also got to do a bit with that. Otherwise, the other team doesn't use any energy making tackles. So it's not as easy as you think.
You came here back-to-back years when the first-grade team started coming here back in the early 90s. Did you pick up on that pretty quickly, that you had to play a bit more conservative?
Well, that was a long time ago. I remember the heap more when I was sitting up there next to JT with a long-sleeve shirt on as a commentator. It was awful.
JT?
Well, it's 8:30 at night, 29 degrees, but feels like 34, so you can see why this is a draining match.
Arcee's kick. A decent piece of it down towards Fuller. Wow. Arcee was caught after the kick, and they're hot on this.
I think we called the game, Freddie. Dejan Arcee's debut with the hammer when he played for the Cowboys out at Penrith. And I remember watching him. I was watching him in lower grades coming through, and I'm thinking, geez, there's a real player in this young fella. Geez, that's a soft one.
So Parramatta are about to take the shot, and we'll take a quick break. So where the ball landed is where the penalty shot will be taken from for Clint Gutherson.
Yeah, Dejan Arcee, when he made his debut, him and Hemiso, was out at Penrith with the Cowboys. It's like, wow, he's on his way. So when he played in the lower grades a couple of times, I thought, geez, he's a real player. And for whatever reason, he might be one of those halves like a Cody Walker who needs time and won't come good to his mid to late 20s. But there's a player there. There's a real player.
Phil Gould's big on that as well, saying that halves are going to have their purple patch ages 25 to 35 now with the way the game's going.
Well, you look at Cherry Evans. What's Cherry's 36.
Ben Hunt.
All these players. Sean Johnson. Let's keep going on and on.
Gutho's getting a hurry up here. Normally the King's pretty popular, but readjusting the way the ball is sitting on this tee is winding up the Darwin fans.
He's abused the time clock.
That
hasn't started, actually.
Don't overthink it, Gutho. Just move in and kick it.
The King.
Sean Russell's been sacked.
Black dot.
Gutho back on kicking duty. Deliberate approach. All hail the King. Clint Gutherson having to fight through the pain barrier here to take over goal kicking duties again, Joey. He was grimacing after that one.
Well, he's got the right knee heavily strapped, and it must have been when he kicked it, the knee jarred, or it might be when it hyperextends after he kicks the ball. But after he hit that ball, he looked in all sorts. Watch the reaction, the first couple of steps. It just goes to show just what a competitor, how tough he is. His body would be shot.
That might have been part of the reason he was stalling on the kick, just trying to get the right kind of feeling in the leg to even make sure of that shot from pretty much point-blank range. Flat service from Lussick, and Arcee and Lane were out of sync as a result.
Well, he premeditated there, Dejan Arcee. You can't premeditate as a half. I have no doubt before he got the ball, he was thinking, I'm going to hit Sean Lane, which pretty much they always do. They always hit Sean Lane, but...
Why don't they give it to him early? Give it to him early. It's slippery, it's 40 degrees. He scored a try by giving it to him early.
Yeah, in that position, when it's not on, you just got to dummy and take the bruise. Wasn't even watching the defence. They have one eye on the defence.
Nikorima helped create that error, though. He flew out of the line and got there early into the face of Lane. Feeds the scrum, and now the Dolphins have the chance, trailing by a converted try here. Both teams looking for their 4th win of the campaign. Big stakes in Friday night footy in Darwin as the halves combine. No looker for Oren Keeley. Earns the set restart. They've got all the time in the world here to cook something up and go to a pet play, the Dolphins. Katoa wants it left-hand side. Fullback chimes in. Trey Fuller through the initial tackle of Dylan Brown, but there was plenty of backup. Another set restart. They are mounting here in favour of the Dolphins. Nikorima back on the angle. Avarillo looking for any kind of gap, but Madison, how strong is that tackle one-on-one? Plath to the halfback, Katoa. Big gap opens up for Tessie New. And the Dolphins hit straight back and narrow the margin to 2.
Yeah, Katoa, ball in 2 hands, getting across the field. Times the pass to perfection. Tessie New sees the space. Harvey Norman replay. Gets across. Just gets Will Penasini's eyes just for a second. Will Penasini turns in jersey 3. See him turn in there. Just creates the space for Tessie New. Good hit back.
Well, they pretty much won every tackle in that set of 6, and they got a 6 again as well. And they end up outnumbering them out on that left-hand side, which isolated Will Penasini. Beautiful line by Tessie New. Used his size, just dropped the right hip into the arm of Will Penasini. But the benefit of winning tackles one after another, just getting your team fatigued. Katoa's running at the line and somehow got an advantage on that left-hand side, JT.
Yeah, it's great work by Trey Fuller, who's at the back of Tessie New, and that keeps Russell coming out of the line, and they run an out ball to get on the outside of Will Penasini's right shoulder. So it was a great play from the Dolphins, which has put them straight back in the game.
Well, 2 of their tries, actually Sean Russell was well past the ball when they scored the try. It's something that right side defence should look at.
Asako levels things. So Will Penasini against Tessie New has been a battle you've been engrossed by since the kickoff in this game, and they both scored a try now.
Yeah, both of them. Both powerful built. TCU is just huge, the size of him.
17 tries now in his career, played in rounds 1 and 6. And again tonight, filling in for Farnworth in the centres. Oh, great work, Marshall King. Look at Kerr and the ball playing. Trey Fuller, excitement machine. They won't catch him. It's just like watching the hammer as he races away in the #1 jumper for these Dolphins who go back to back, bang, bang.
Well, that was too easy. The bench love it. There's a Josh Kerr galloping through.
Jeremy Marshall King, they joined together. He's had a wonderful season. Beautiful line break straight through the left hand. Look at Josh Kerr.
He's a player, this young fella. Trey Fuller. Harvey Norman replay. There's not a more improved player the last couple of years than Jeremy Marshall King. Josh Kerr galloping. Look at the knee lift. And then he's a try scorer. You can see the instincts. He knows where to push up and support. Peter Pasol just texted me in the first half. He said his support play is just as good as it gets. But the Finns are up in Darwin.
2 tries in 2 games, and the way he weaved his way through to be that support player on those replays was beautiful viewing. 27 years of age, Trey Fuller. Look at him go.
Well, that's where size benefits you. They didn't even feel him. He just... Junior and that, they wouldn't have even felt him. He went past 4 of them.
Yeah, Jeremy Marshall King, he has come on so much as a player. Started the Bulldogs and has developed his game, and with the extra responsibility going up to the Dolphins, he is improved out of sight.
Have you seen a hooker get through the front line as much as him?
Damien Cook, maybe.
I mean, it's him.
Well, what a turnaround the last few minutes. Back-to-back tries for the Dolphins, who were 6 points down about 5 minutes ago. Now they lead by a converted try. Jonathan Thurston sensed this kind of showing from the Dolphins was coming in the second 40.
Let him go.
JT, they're delivering for you.
Yeah, they certainly are. I just felt like the Eels, they had all the momentum in that first half and just couldn't put them away with all the ball control and the field position. And they're just sitting on their heels a bit, and the Dolphins don't go away. They just hang in there, just a Wayne Bennett side, and I thought that a couple more tries and they might be able to close it out.
And Keely's inclusion has been inspired. He passed that HIA at half-time. Able to get back out there, and he's gained a set restart or 2 for his team. Nearly gained one a moment ago. Awkward looking tackle that last one too, as Katoa kicks on the last. Into that wing of Russell. And Parramatta now have it all to do and are looking for a spark all of a sudden.
Well, they just got to be patient, build back into the game with the wet, slippery conditions and the heat. Very hard to attack. They've just got to stay in the grind.
The NRL Telstra Premiership Footy Country Series is an exciting new initiative pioneered by Telstra to celebrate and support rugby league communities in regional Australia. This is Footy Country. Find your closest Footy Country Series match at nrl.com/Telstra Series.
Well, they've got 10 games, 8 NRL games, 2 NRLW games. Started up at Townsville.
In Bathurst.
We're at Bathurst tomorrow. The Panthers take on the Tigers. Down in Canberra, they've got a few games. NRLW got 2 games. Great concept. Plenty of activity around the ground.
Oh, gap opening up here for Asako. Pushes the offload to Nicarima. Support play from the Dolphins is top-notch here. In the second half, they're making things happen.
And off those offloads,
faster, aren't they?
the little men. Nicarima, Fuller, any of those offloads.
And New was ready to receive there at speed. And another offload for Fuller. Nowhere to go this time for Trey. But he plays it quick. Marshall King having a field day.
Stop
Max
it.
Plath, the support runner this time. It's all Dolphins in Darwin.
Who's made more breaks? This has been a real standout of his game. Just the ability to be taken forward to the line. Beautiful dummy, great balance. Just enough speed to get through the line, sending many blokes over for a try. Little two-step there, hits Tessie New. Great support from Fuller. On the Harvey Norman replay, Parramatta defenders down. Hopgood still pulling his socks up. And finds Plath.
Well, it was great dummy half work. Firstly by Marshall King to get Tessie New in behind the ruck. Got the markers, got the quick play ball. Then he got out of dummy half, and Plath, he has been really impressive, Max Plath. JT?
Yeah, the middle forwards of the Parramatta Eels look extremely tired, and the Dolphins just flooded the middle in that set. Jeremy Marshall King followed up by Tessie New, and then Jeremy Marshall King goes straight through again. So it's great play from the Dolphins just to flood that middle, create that ruck speed, and that's what you want. You want your fast man around the ball. And Jeremy Marshall King has turned this match on its head.
What about the depth of the Dolphins? Missing tonight, the Hammer, Tom Gilbert, Herbie Farnworth, Tom Flegler, Felice Kafusi, Lemuelu, and they're turning on this kind of second half showing. The lead is now 12. It's a tough watch right now for that man, Brad Arthur. His team has been swamped as the Dolphins have really turned it on here.
They're just blowing them away at the ruck. Playing the ball quick. Players left on the ground from Parramatta. And once you lose one, play the ball. Once there's a quick play the ball, then the rest of the set, so hard to get to control that ruck. Oh, once again. First up miss.
Look at that run of tries. 3 in 6 minutes. And now Katoa thought about going to Bostock. We'll have to go back and play it here.
They're running downhill, the Dolphins.
Couldn't swim.
Parramatta led 8-0 at one stage. 4 tries in a row for the Dolphins. Here's Plath, one of the try scorers. He's got 2 in his first 6 games in the NRL. Now Avarillo left it for Asako through another tackle. Nicarima. Oh, it's Harlem Globetrotters here from the Dolphins. Keeley, one more pass.
Oh, Plathy!
Plath is over. Back-to-back tries, Max Plath. How good is this footy to watch? They're on fire.
Well, the number one rule of support play is keep your legs moving, keep jogging down the field, and this is what the Dolphins have done. Dejan Arce gets knocked out in one of these plays. Harvey Norman replay. The ball will get to Avarillo. There's nothing really doing. 2 attackers, 3 defenders. Dejan Arce goes down, offload. He gets in the backfield. Oren Keeley, watch this ball here to Plath, and look at Plath. Great support play. 2 tries in 2 minutes to Max Plath.
And he passed it earlier in the play. He was at first receiver.
He just kept jogging.
Kept moving.
Keep jogging down the field. Pass and follow. Keep jogging down the field.
Once again, the speed of Nicarima. Jermaine Asako come back on the inside, broke the tackle with Dejan Arce. And as he got through, he found Nicarima. Speed. And speed on the end of that. And all of a sudden, Plath once again fast, moving fast. There's nothing happening. He only dropped the ball. Dejan Arce got it all wrong. Lost balance completely. And then Nicarima just pulls it out of the air and off he goes. Gets behind the defensive line. And they're just moving quicker, the Dolphins.
And you just saw Max Plath has been taken off. 2 tries in 2 minutes. You're done. Job done, boy.
Have a shower.
He has been really impressive. Not only with the tries he scored, but his ball playing, He's leading the defensive line up. He's one of those players like a Reuben Cotter, one of those lightweight forwards who just is the. He gets a stray elbow there. I think that'll be his night.
Yeah, he's off.
Really impressed.
Dejan Arce off. That's an awkward-looking kick off the boot. Waved away, but the lead is 16 with just over 20 minutes to go. Well, coming up on Chemist Warehouse Sunday footy, the Spirit Fingers will be out at PointsBet Stadium as the Sharks look to snatch back the top of the table, taking on the Cowboys. Tune in from 3 p.m. for all the build-up and analysis with the game's greatest minds right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. The Bermuda Triangle on a Sunday over.
Are you liking that one, Freddie?
Well, I can't tip a winner, so I wouldn't be backing anything I said or tip. But I think Cronulla, like, they're consistent. The other team can be so brilliant.
They played that epic final there a few years ago, didn't they? Cowboys Sharks.
Yeah.
Cowboys got by 1 or 2 points.
Valentine Holmes kicked I'm pretty sure kicked a 2-point field goal.
Danica Mason, sideline. You have some breaking news for us.
Yes, this is not good news for the Parramatta Eels. We've just had confirmation that Dejan Arce has gone off showing Category 1 symptoms for his head injury. So that means that he is out for the remainder of tonight's match. And the doctor, he knew pretty much straight away. He had a look at the vision right next to us here on the sideline. And within 20 seconds or so, he said, pull him off.
So Blaze Talangi was ready and waiting on the bench to come on and play that role. And he'll have to play it, you'd suggest, in Friday night footy next week against Manly. No Moses, no Dejan Arce for that one. It might just be Dylan Brown and Blaze Talangi in the halves again. Here is Blaze in the number 17 jumper. Try on debut against Manly earlier this season. Played 5/8 in rounds 4 and 5. Helping out at dummy half at the moment. Here comes Lussick to reassume those duties. Parramatta are the home team, but winning 6 games at this venue since 2014. They're under the pump big time now as Russell is taken down on the last to hand it over after being found by Penasini.
And what you saw there, they'll start to roll the dice, running the ball in the last play around the halfway line. And in these conditions, if you make some errors chasing points, Parramatta that is, and give cheap field position. There he goes, the fullback again.
Nearly away.
If you give Dolphins cheap field position, they could really put a score on here.
Look at the adventure in that pass. Great tackle. Bailey Simonson flew out of the line.
Great tackle.
Oh, he's grabbed his knee, has he?
His knee-on-knee contact, I think, between Simonson and Avarillo. A little pat on the back from Bailey for Jake. He's felt the full effects of that one.
He had Jermaine Osako outside him. There was 20 metres of footy field left. He was off and running.
Matoa just stabs one through this time. He's got some variety in his kicking game, doesn't he, Isaiah Katoa?
He's doing it all from the left-hand side of the field, which is the tougher side to do it. When you get chasers, they come at your kicking foot.
Parramatta chanting their arm here. And Simonson wasn't really getting back behind Morgan Harper to give him an option there. There's a look at that contact.
You have a look at the forwards, still not behind the ball. They are out on their feet. Parramatta, their forwards. Plays Talangi.
Okay, Ray, let him up. Man, hold.
Hoping for a set restart that would come in handy right now if they're going to launch any kind of fight back here, Parramatta.
It's hard they're losing all the tackles. You saw that. Hopgood had runners with him, but the 2 Dolphins ended up on top at the end of the tackle. Which is, he's pulled through this tackle forward. 1 tackler, he's up. The Parramatta player's down. Off and running.
We've got a home game to look forward to at Suncorp next week against Newcastle, and it'll be fins up, baby, after watching this performance on the telly on 9 from Darwin, where their team has really Finished all over the top of Parramatta in this second half here, doing it for Jesse Bromwich in his milestone game. 300 starts at prop. Back on for his second shift here, Jesse. Such a leader around the club. Here he goes again. Fresh jumper. Tail up.
It's obviously he's taking some of those leadership qualities. For a fresh side, they held off on...
Oh, Nicarima for Avarillo. Miracle return from a potential injury. And did he get this one down? It was a standoff between he and Simonson.
Well, it was great play. They went to the left, and then they switched the play to drag Gutherson on the other side of the field. And what happens here? Takes his time, gets slips, gets wrong-footed. Great effort by Simonson. I think he bounces it. There's separation there. Just watch you guys put the ball down. There's separation between the hand.
No, that's a try,
That's
isn't it?
a try.
Get into position for the kick, I reckon. Set up as a no try, but the bunker should overrule this.
Just looking to
they?
confirm if the Dolphins ground the ball.
It was pretty good. It's pretty good.
The ball is grounded by the Dolphins. We have a decision.
Yeah, it was great setup. They went to the left side to Katoa, which dragged Gutherson to that side of the field quickly. They switched the play. And then Nicarima went at the line to bring up the defence of Parramatta and thread the needle. And then Avarillo. Harvey Norman replay. They go left, get Gutherson going that way. And Nicarima goes into the line, which brings up the defence. Geez, that's good setup play. Really good setup play. They are playing so well, the Dolphins.
They just can't think, Parramatta. Not only the weather's draining their energy, it's draining their thinking as well. You look at, they were all on board, the Dolphins. There wouldn't have been a single Parramatta team they were expecting that. By the time the ball went through, if it wasn't for the dodgy bounce, they made it tough for Avarillo.
So much for no points being on offer in this second half. As Trent Barrett said in the interview at half-time, the Dolphins are going at better than a point a minute. It was 8-4 Parramatta. They took the shot at penalty goal to lead by 6, and then the Dolphins said, hey, we've got some points in us.
Just watch the shape of these kicks. When he kicks, he doesn't follow right through. All he stops on it.
A little masterclass from Andrew Johns about goal kicking there. There's another miss from Osako. Wide World of Sports is the exclusive home of the Ampol Women's State of Origin 3-game series starting Thursday, May 16 at Suncorp Stadium. That's the eve of Magic Round. Don't miss all the action of that game. It's coming your way exclusive, live and free on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Danica.
Well, we told you it was hot here in Darwin, and having a look around at some of the crowd shots as well, we've spotted a few gentlemen who have gone to some extreme lengths just to cool off a little bit, but we've got the official figure. It is 11,094 here in attendance tonight.
Something goes right for Parramatta and wrong for the Dolphins there from the kickoff. The upright was an issue there, almost targeted by that kickoff, and they'll get the footy back. The line dropout.
You mentioned the players that are out. This is an amazing effort by the Dolphins. And Jonathan Thurston spoke about it in one of the crosses, said this is a Wayne Bennett type win. Wayne Bennett coaches teams high completion rates, and just to hang in, he's hit that 60 metres, that drop kick. And then once you feel the momentum shift to really go up, pick your tempo up, and that's what they've done, the Dolphins. First 30 minutes, it was just all Parramatta.
Well, at one stage it was 55% possession to Parramatta. If you have a look at it at the moment, it's just turned completely and it's now in favour of the Dolphins, 52%.
He's just knocked the ball on there, Joey Lussick.
This is only going to increase the possession of the Dolphins.
You've talked a lot about winning the tackles. Just explain that for the viewers who don't understand what you're talking about there.
We just watch the person with the ball, and when they go to the ground, just who wins that battle.
He's in to slow the play the ball up.
Generally, a win for the defensive team would be at least 2 players on top, hopefully a third. If you watch the last 10-15 minutes, the Dolphins would have had a stack of tackles where there were Parramatta defenders lying on the ground as they got up to play the ball.
have been close to a high tackle on Avarillo there as well, but no penalty on that occasion. Fans going with the wave here in Darwin.
It's not a good sign when the wave starts.
Generally it means a one-sided battle is unfolding in front of them.
Once again, the dummy half work from Marshall King. Getting the markers to him, which just frees up. Look at that. Once again, gets his forwards coming onto the ball. One-on-one tackles, quick play the balls. A lot of it's from the dummy half, and his work.
Was that played up? I don't think so. Off Harper, rebounded out of play. Dolphins don't have a captain's challenge to debate it either. Less than 13 minutes to go. The deficit for Parramatta to try and overhaul is 20.
So
that's a victory. 3 players on, 2 markers. That's what you call a win. 3 players in, 2 markers.
Not good. And Gutherson saw Katoa flying out of the line there.
What a tackle. We were talking early in the game about his defensive strength, the young halfback. Over the ball. Wrap the player up.
Oh, shocking pass from Lane as they're trying anything to ignite this attack.
And once again, playing catch-up footy, rolling the dice.
Well, Dylan Brown hasn't been in the game. I can't remember calling his name.
And Joey talked about the side of the field that he was playing on in the first half. Dylan Brown. Of course, Mitch Moses normally in that position. Dejan Arce being the left footer. Has that thrown Dylan Brown out of whack? Different role with the 7 on your back, of course.
A lot more responsibility. And mentally can take a lot out of you, leading into a game all week, thinking about how you're going to play. Totally different playing 5'8" to halfback.
How good is Nick Arima playing with the 6 on his back?
Oh. Such a threat because he's so quick. Max Platt. Peter Pasoldis informed he's a Wynnum Manly junior. I think that was the club of the junior club of the King.
Oh, Trey Fuller. Oh, still kept it alive with the second effort. Oh, try time for Bostock. Right into your lounge room. How's the skill from Trey Fuller? Couldn't get it with 1 foot. Said, I'll go with the left foot instead.
Well, there's some things you just can't coach, and there's some things you can't coach against. Geez, Clint Gutherson, he looks in all sorts. This is just backyard footy. Trey Fuller just backs himself. Oh, no. Clint Gutherson. Harvey Norman replay. Look at this. Goes to the line. Somehow gets it through and then volleys it. Kicks it. And then Bostock, he gets there and he knows where the camera is. This will look great on this angle. Skips out, finds... Look at this kick. Look at that. He missed it with the right and got it with the left. And then Bostock, he gets it down and he knows where the camera is. He gets the tongue straight out. Hello, Darwin. I'm in town.
Well, his timing was perfect for the ball and also for the camera. I've got to question the pass out of dummy half. That was only a metre forward.
But Fuller goes to kick it with his right and he misses. Watch when he goes through. He gets it through and he goes to kick it with his right and he slips and then hits it with his left.
But he shouldn't have been able to get through the line. Like, a jumper should have been in front of him or coming across in defence. He shouldn't have been able to get through the line. It was a short blind side with plenty of footy jerseys. That's lazy defence.
In or out?
In. Makes the adjustment.
Yeah.
Kicks through it.
He's a bit tired.
Leading point scorer and try scorer last year, Jermaine Asako, starts it way outside towards that light tower. He's having an off night with the boot, but it doesn't matter for the Dolphins. Bostock has scored a couple of tries, 8 now in 10 games in first grade. Don't miss Australian swimming's biggest event, the 2024 National Swimming Championships on the Gold Coast. Live and free right now until tomorrow night. Watch our Olympic heroes on their road to Paris 2024, less than 100 days. Exclusive, live and free on 9 now. And some of the performances in the pool have been outstanding. No shortage of souvenir caps for that gentleman. The Eels were red hot here in Darwin early on. They won 6 of their first 7. But they're headed for a 3rd straight loss at their home away from home.
I'm pretty sure this is the last year of the deal for the Northern Territory. I'm not sure if they're going to continue.
Maybe the Dolphins can pick up the slack.
Well, next week, Parramatta doesn't get any easier. They're going to go to 4 Pines, Brookvale, to play Manly. It's Friday night. You'll see it in live and free. Geez, that's going to be a big game. Oh, he's got him again.
Bostock on the outside. They are queuing up in support. Tessie New will help himself to a double. What an onslaught from these Dolphins. Under strength, but you would not know it.
Well, one team's running free and the other team's on a treadmill. They just want the full-time siren to go to the Parramatta team. Once again, a short blindside. He just pulls them to pieces with a beautiful pass. Is that Isaiah Katoa? Harvey Norman replay. And Bostock, the simple 2-on-1 with the fullback Gutho. They're just not thinking Parramatta.
Well, I think at the ruck, maybe it might be Offa Hengawi. He's holding an arm, which means there's one marker and there's a 3-on-2 on the short side. And he plays the short side really well. There's a real art to playing short side. Katoa plays it beautifully. Now, Osako has only kicked 3 from 7.
He's been sacked.
That was beautiful short side play. And Tessie knew it. I think Jermaine Osako, he's been rissoled. He's gone.
Cody Nikorima ready to take this shot.
Oh, hang on. He's blaming the groin.
Well, let's hope
this is red hot.
Superficial. Let's hope he's available next week and this doesn't rule him out and add to that injury toll for the Dolphins.
Oh, this is red hot.
Geez, you've jumped on him quick.
So the onus of a potential record-setting shot falls on the shoulders of Cody Nikorima. The Dolphins have never cracked through the 40-point barrier in their young NRL life. 38
really?
Against the Dragons in round 2 this season is their record.
Never seen Nikorima kick.
He can do anything.
He's had quite the night.
He's had a great night. Jeez, the halves have played well.
He's gone for the tight angle. So 15 metres.
Nikorima and the Dolphins. 40 points on the board for the first time as an NRL club. Danica?
Yeah, this is certainly not Parramatta's night tonight. We've been keeping a close eye on Clint Gutherson as he struggles through injury. But the story here on the sideline, there's a fair bit of drama. So Dejan Arce, they initially thought he went off with a Category 2 head injury assessment, but the bunker overruled it, ruling him out for the entire night. But Parramatta did not know that. So they went into the sheds, went through the testing. He passed his head injury assessment, and then they were informed when they thought that he was going to return to the action that it was actually overruled and it was Category 1.
So, is that final now? Category 1, or they'll debate that?
Category 1's automatic 11 days.
Well, and you cannot overrule the bunker.
Did that happen to Jack Bird last week?
Yeah, very similar situation.
So Dejan Arce will not be involved in that Friday night game. Manly against Para for the second time this season. And there's some leftovers after what happened in the initial encounter as well out at Combank Stadium. So Eagles will be ready and waiting for them at Brookie. Look at that domination of possession in the second half. All those metres gained, almost 3-1 advantage, and they're adding to it here. Right now the Dolphins with O'Sullivan on. Katoa The chasers are getting there. Sarko looks up, knocks it back. Wasn't a disruptor. Plath thought about putting it on the boot.
Look how many white jerseys there are.
Oh, it's on out
They're
wide.
everywhere.
They've had a field day the left-hand side. Hat trick for Bostock. Bostock and 2 smoking barrels tonight.
Oh, this is a horror movie for the Eels. This is horrible.
There were white jerseys everywhere. No blue.
Harvey Norman replay. The ball goes up. Jermaine Sarko, the groin looks all right here. Knocks it back. And you're right, Freddie. Look at all the white jerseys. Max Plath gets the ball. Finds Katoa. And look at this pass. He's all class, this young halfback. And Bostock. Did he find the camera on that try?
I will say, by the time he put the ball down, I reckon the whole Dolphins team was in the picture. They all kept moving, as you spoke about before, Joe. The Curtis supporters keep moving. The whole team, Mark Nichols, front rowers, everyone. They're all over in that little quadrant of the ground. What a day for him.
What about Katoa when he passed the footy? He started walking back to halfway.
Start walking back.
Job done. Let's go. Let's try and get to 50 here, boys.
Geez, I'd love to see him give Josh Kerr a kick for goal. Just really love to critique his kicking style.
His running style is very interesting.
He was galloping. That try when Trey Fuller scored. Here we go, Nicarima.
This time he's opened up the angle, taking it back 25. It's another hook wide. And the margin is out to 34.
This is the Westpac red zone. Look, the Eels have dominated the Westpac red zone. 24 tackles in the opposition's 20 metre. See the long-range tries.
Speed.
The Dolphins.
Speed. They've nearly all been long-range tries, haven't they?
Yeah, this man has been a huge contributor. Trey Fuller had to be patient, 27 years of age, playing his second game in the NRL.
He's absolutely killed it. He's been so good.
What about the celebrations on the sideline as well? The big men have enjoyed it. Jared Wallace, who was relegated to 18th man with the blue bib on, has loved it. And look at that run of tries. Bostock, a hat-trick. He started the scoring for the Dolphins in the 31st minute, but in the second half.
What's this do to the Eels, Freddie, psychologically? How do you bounce back quickly from this?
Well, I'm trying to think if they've got Manly next week, but look at all the injuries they've got.
Well, Dejan Arce, he won't be playing.
He's gone. Gutherson looks crook.
The big tackle here from Simonson.
Scrum in the middle.
But last week, the same thing happened to the Dolphins against the Broncos.
We'll have a look at the form line there, how the Broncos are. I think I see Payne Haas and Reynolds will be back next week for the Broncos. For me, still the team to beat. Look at that tackle. Oh, that'd hurt.
15 seconds, boys. Head in, Joey. Go, heads down, shot clock off. Ball in.
Looking at that graphic a moment ago, I think I made it 8 tries in 25 minutes. You'd think that's almost impossible in modern-day rugby league. That's a look at what Parramatta have coming up. They've got the bye. They can't wait for that to come after the Manly game. And then look at what they have after the bye. Broncos, then Storm. And then Rabbitohs, who might just be firing by then and off the bottom of the ladder.
Listening to Mitchell Moses, he was looking down around about that Storm game. Around 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that
Well,
area.
there's been a lot of talk. As Parramatta go wide, Simonson. He's had a go, Simonson. There's been a lot of talk about the young halfback, Ethan Sanders, whether he's going to get a start. Young halfback of huge potential. Might be time to pull the trigger on him next week.
Oh, Brown will stroll over for the ultimate consolation try. There is zero celebration there.
Yeah, back to his favourite side, that left side. He's got a great left foot step. This is one of his pet plays. Gets the ball in 2 hands, shows the ball, and doubles up on his left foot. Left foot, left foot. Harvey Norman replay. Looks up, comes off his left, goes again. Great speed off the mark. That's his pet play over his favourite side, the left-hand side of the field. Yeah, it's going to be a big test this week for the Eels. How they can get themselves up and going. Bit of travel, the heat. So it would have taken a lot out of both teams. How they recover from this game in this hot weather and the humid weather. And the travel tomorrow. It's going to be a test.
We'll get an indication of Gutherson's fitness. He's kicking. He's pulled up lame a few times
He looked
tonight.
all sorts, didn't he, on that try and Bostock scored.
Might have thought about kicking it left-footed here, Gutho, but he's going with the conventional. See how he reacts after this one. Slots it. You saw what Parramatta have in store for them. What about the Dolphins? Next week at Suncorp against Newcastle.
Big game for Newcastle. Sunday.
Got the Dogs.
Got the Dogs, yeah.
Geez, they were good last week, the Dogs.
They're a different club, aren't they? Well, Sean O'Sullivan. So Jermaine is not kicking for goal with the groin, but he's kicking off.
And goes with mass elevation. Kicks at 45, comfortable. Final minute here in Darwin. Stunning scoreline. The Dolphins making all of the headlines here. Could not be contained. And that's what they have in store. The Cowboys and Tigers, a couple of away games after that Newcastle encounter.
They've been really impressive, the Dolphins. Really impressive. I know Parramatta's been poor in the second half, but they've been really impressive.
They've been pretty much sitting on top of the ladder. They're pretty close to it. I'm pretty sure they get a few players back over within the next month. A pretty good draw there.
Penasini, chip and chase. And that'll do it for the Dolphins. What a performance. This is why they're right up the top of the ladder in the NRL right now. Turning it around big time in the second half. 8 tries in 25 minutes to blow Parramatta away at their home away from home in the top end. Top class performance from the Dolphins. Full time here. 44-16 winners.